Hello, everyone, and welcome to our podcast of bringing business recovery expertise to Romania. Today, Diana and I are thrilled to dive into a new episode focusing on innovative strategies for businesses assessment and recovery, with a special spotlight on tools that measure a company's health. We are excited to share ideas that can strengthen and support business both in Romania and across Europe. To make the discussion even more interesting, we have two wonderful guests with us today. I will now pass it over to my colleague Diana, who will introduce you one of our guests.
Hello, everyone, and nice to see you again. Our first guest today is Professor Dana Redford, an internationally recognized entrepreneurship, innovation, and AI-enabled edtech expert. Professor Dana is the president of Policy Experimentation and Evaluation Platform in Portugal, specializing in evidence-based policymaking in economic development. He's also a lead educator with Early Warning Europe Mentor Academy, helping companies and policymakers improve resilience in today's challenging markets. Thank you for being here, Professor Redford.
It's a great pleasure to be with you.
Now, I have a first question for you. Being part of the WEMA program and working together to build all materials shared on this platform, could you share with our audience how early warning systems have evolved and how this system can strengthen business resilience?
For sure. The European Commission has done great work into trying to move away from the paradigm of insolvency into a paradigm of early warning. And in doing this, there have been several projects in different countries. Today, we will highlight some of the projects that have been done in Portugal to this effect. But we have also done a European initiative over a 2.5-year period, which looked at training and helping develop a community of mentors that were looking at early warning.
Great, that's right. Thank you for introducing the idea, Professor Redford. Now I will invite Gabriela to present our second guest.
Thank you, Diana. Our second guest, Thelma Sarosa, brings a unique perspective as part of the team behind an innovative tool designed to evaluate a company's situational health. As a senior staff member at the Portuguese Agency for Competitiveness and Innovation and member of its board of directors, Thelma has vast experience in European collaborations and driving business innovation through the Enterprise Europe network, where she has been active since 2008. In today's episode, we'll explore how her expertise and business competitiveness and how this tool helps business evaluate their stability, resilience, and growth potential. Welcome, Thelma, to the podcast.
Hello, good afternoon. So, as IAPME is a strategic partner for innovation and growth. So, within the scope of its mission, financial literacy, revitalization, and recovery of companies emerge as a priority. So that's why we came to map the early warning mechanism. It is a unique online and free tool which contributes to business restructuring processes. This tool provides SMEs and micro companies and also small mid-caps specific indicators that allow them to understand better and to prevent from some bankruptcies, or it's as the name says itself, it's an early warning. Okay, so the company go to the platform, the company go there, and it has. It is a very easy tool, user friendly. They go there, they have the report how the company is doing, if it is doing well, not that well, bad, and then it can prevent from going bankruptcy, as I said before, or and not only the companies that are in bad financial conditions, but also companies that want to boost their business also can come here and see, well, I'm doing good, I'm very good, so let's move to another step forward. Let's search for more investment. Let's to escalate the business. This was, I don't know, it was a partnership between the Portuguese Central Bank, the National Institute of Statistics, and also the Portuguese Tax and Customs Authority. It was a partnership that the objective was really to promote the financial literacy among companies and entrepreneurs.
Now let's go back to Professor Redford. Dana, as an expert in innovation and technology, how do you see the AI affecting the business life cycle nowadays?
Yes, well, I mean, I believe that AI is something that will affect all of our work. Typically, I would say that you will probably not be replaced by AI, but you will be replaced by someone who will be using AI. So this is one of those things where I think it's important for all of us to upskill, and especially mentors who are looking at helping businesses at risk of failure. So one of the things that we discussed and we have in the course, which is still openly available for everybody online on the EU Academy website, and this is free and open for anyone who wants to take the course. We discussed the use of AI. And I think that there's much more to be discussed, actually, because of course all of us know tools like ChatGPT, but there are other more specialized tools. There are GPTs that are specific to different aspects, such as networking, such as finance, such as looking at operations. So there are really several different tools that we didn't have 1 or 2 years ago that we now have, and that we should all get educated on and try to use.
That's right, and a lot of businesses already started to use at least ChatGPT, as we already know. So we can see the difference in the online environment, business environment, because they have certain specifics, right, that can pop up and in light, not in light, sorry, and highlight our responsiveness in certain aspects, right?
For sure. Yeah. I think that, if we think about AI, many people have a real fear about it. And they're thinking that somehow maybe it's not them, or it's somehow cheating, or it's something where they don't trust it yet. And certainly, when we talk about artificial intelligence, there are definitely dangers. But there are probably more opportunities for us. The fear is already here, but I would say the major dangers would be somewhere way off. We could think about, going back in time in 1997. Garry Kasparov lost to Deep Blue, to the IBM computer Deep Blue. This was the first time that someone had lost to a great chess grand wizard, had lost to a computer, had lost to AI. And, I use this example because I think it's a good one. I mean, chess nowadays is probably more popular than ever. It is more also being used by diverse communities, and chess grandmasters themselves are probably way better trained and way better able to deal with different things by using AI. So we need to be able to understand how to use AI. Prompt engineering is something that we discuss in the course, and you have to understand that if you are able to put in and structure how you want to get the information out, do that incrementally, and try to really be clear on what it is that you want as an output. Then you're going to be able to get better response, and you're going to be able to serve those people that you're working with better.
That's right. So we need to educate somehow the AI, right?
For sure, yeah. It's all about. I mean, it's the equivalent of being in front of a genius, but that genius doesn't know anything about you. It doesn't know anything about your context, your problem. So you have to describe all of that. You have to describe what it is that you want. It can even be the type of tone or way that you want to have the output structured. So it's really to be something used. It can be used anything from make this email more friendly when you're trying to communicate something difficult, to trying to structure how you're going to create a report or to check the quality of what you're doing. So it's got multiple uses.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Dana.
Thelma, I'm a little bit curious about the tool OMAP, and I want to know how it was received by the Portuguese entrepreneurial environment.
Okay, so it was very well. It had a great impact on the national economy. I have here the numbers that maybe show a bit how the process. There was an increase since its start. For instance, in 2000 and 2022, 236,000 companies accessed MAP, in comparison, in 223, it covered around 248,000 companies. That is an increase percentage of almost 5%. It is good. And I wanted also to say that the dashboard is, as I said before, I want to reinforce the fact that it's very easy going, the process, the tool as basis the sector of activity and the size of the company, and then the financial and economic diagnosis is the output, okay? And the graphics are also easy to read, and I think the tool is very. I have seen it. I have tried it just to test, and I think it is really easy going. Even if the percentage is not that high of increase, but I think it has been increasing since its launch. So I think it is was welcomed by the national ecosystem. Portuguese ecosystem, yes.
So it seems to be like an easy tool that gives you a great view about your company.
Yeah, yes.
And you can take
you
the
have
actions.
the criteria. In the end, you have the graphics, and then it said good, reasonable, not very good. I will not say bad. I don't like the word bad, but okay. There are some cases. I don't know because the process is all confidential, but there are cases that is the financial situation of the company is really not good,
Thank you. It's not.
Let's go back now to the AI tools, Professor Redford. So how do you perceive the business owners' openness in using AI tools to manage and improve their business results?
Yeah, here I think it has to do with generational differences. This is something where I think we have a lot to learn from young people. Their openness and their comfort with using technology. And this is why I actually study Gen Z entrepreneurs, because I think that, first of all, not only do I learn something from them, and I think we're always interested in this cutting edge generation. After Gen Z, we have Gen Alpha, which are my children's age. So always interested in learning about these young entrepreneurs because they have so many different perspectives. They will be the leaders of tomorrow. And certainly in terms of, for example, my children who are 7 and 10, they will grow up knowing AI, and they will be using different sort of skill sets where they're trying to put together different information and not having to, let's say, memorize information like all of us had to do when we went to school. I think that will still be an important aspect of base knowledge, but the faster and better that you're able to blend different sources of information, probably the more effective you'll be. So one of these things that I would say is important is that the older generations learn how to do this and get more comfortable with this. There's a lot of importance of understanding where the information comes from. So I'll share with our listeners. There's a site that I use a lot, which is called Perplexity.ai. Perplexity.ai is a wonderful AI tool because it shows you the source of where the information comes from, and you can click on that source and then get more information on it. I use it a lot for research. And it's also something where, if you have that question with your friend, you can show the source, and at the dinner party or what have you, in the cocktail party, you'll be able to tell them that you were right and they were wrong, or vice versa, of course. But in any event, I think that the key thing is to keep on trying new tools, trying to maybe sign up for some newsletters about AI. Try to use the different tools and use them interchangeably.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Dana.
Selma, I want to ask if an entrepreneur use this tool and make the evaluation, how does the Portuguese Agency for Competitiveness and Innovation support business in this process?
Okay. So after the assessment, many companies search us for help, for support, for advice, So many of them, some of them are in cases where the performance of the company was rated as reasonable or bad. And so we try to identify some initiatives, some programs, some financial support that, in our opinion, could turn the situation to a better one. Okay, so there are also cases when companies that are in a better situation, when the diagnosis is good or very good, they still come to us, contact us to know what to do to, as I said before, to boost the business in the company position in the market with more investment and capitalization. So that's the two cases. Saying that, we are always available for discussion. If the companies come to us, we try to find solutions, to help. Here is where I'm going to say that this mechanism was awarded with the Grand Jury Prize in 2023. After that, IAPMEI has been contacted by two countries. One was Spain, which in the end adopted a more simplified early warning mechanism, and then Latvia, which asked us to join the Early Warning Europe network. So that means, I think, that this is replicable, and so I think that's it.
I am happy that some of the countries are interested about the tool, and I'm sure that Romanian people want to try it. So yes, we are going to ask you for the link because we are going to put it in the YouTube channels on the video. Thank you. Thank you, Thelma.
Okay. And the last question for you, Professor Redford. You've mentioned one of the tools that you are using, the AI tools. But let's think about daily business life. What kind of AI tools would you recommend to the business owners? Maybe different business AI tools, depending on, I don't know, business area, or if you have some recommendation, would be amazing.
For sure, yeah. I mean, I think that we'll see over the next year that Copilot will be more integrated into the Microsoft suite. This will be able to help you in terms of sort of searching your own database, searching your own information, helping you figure out your agenda, trying to help connect that with outside information. So I think that that's a very practical tool. I think that there are other tools that can be used for different things in marketing, different AI tools in helping with logistics. So it really depends on what it is that you are looking for. So, I mean, in terms of marketing tools, there's several that come to mind. There's something called Jasper AI, which helps with high quality text content. There are others that help you with writing content. For many, I post on LinkedIn often. I put in the input of what I want into ChatGPT, and ChatGPT is able to give me posts that also have emojis and other things that make it more interesting and more appealing for people to look at. There's a lot of search engine optimization tools and customer relationship management tools. So one is called ClearScope, which is for search engine optimization. There's something called Optimove, which is a customer relationship platform offering customer behavior analysis, campaign tracking, and segmentation that can help you. So there's lots of interesting tools. I think it's really helpful to sign up for some newsletters online and try to learn more about AI. And there's also several good courses that are coming out. One I can recommend to all of your listeners. This is a program that I am a master trainer for. It's called HP Life. This is by the HP Foundation. That's the Hewlett-Packard Foundation that makes the computers. So HP Life, the website is life-global.org. And they have about 1 hour long courses for business people to upskill. There are a lot about entrepreneurial skills, a lot about digital skills, and very interestingly, there is a new one on using AI tools. So definitely go and check out and try to figure out what it is that you need to work on as an entrepreneur, that you need to work on in helping your business, gaining that knowledge, that base knowledge, and then add on different AI tools onto the areas in which you're working.
Great. Thank you so much, Professor Redford. You gave us some very, very good examples of AI tools, and I hope that our listeners will get advantage of this podcast and go and check the sources you've mentioned. Thank you.
Thank you, Diana.
So I want to thank you all for joining us today. We are exploring how early warning system and innovative tools can empower businesses to navigate challenges effectively. A big thank you to Professor Redford for sharing insights on early warning system and the role of AI, and to Thelma for introducing us to their value crisis prevention tool. Remember, resilience and innovation are key in today's business landscape.
To our listeners, if you are looking to strengthen your business or navigate challenges, we invite you to take these lessons and apply them to your journey. Don't miss the chance to explore the mentoring opportunities available in our community by accessing the links below. They could make all the difference. And if you like our podcasts, make sure you subscribe to our channel by clicking the subscribe button below. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.